And welcome to Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm CJ Colicchio here with Tom Conacher, and we're here to watch the Raleigh Flyers take on the Austin Soul.
Hey, it's good to be here, CJ. It's a nice warm night here in Raleigh. We got the second match here between the Soul and the Flyers. Soul haven't picked up a win yet. Flyers are working on a pretty strong season right now.
Now, thinking about the last game, Raleigh took on DC last week in a instant classic in the AUDL, the first cross-country challenge, or the CCC as they call it, and incredible game. I was here watching it in the stands with everybody else that took place. Unbelievable comeback from Raleigh. They were down 5 goals in the fourth quarter, came back, won, incredible in overtime. What are their keys to the game tonight for them so that they don't have to do that again?
Well, I think the Flyers are going to have to come out strong against the Soul. I think the Soul's probably looking to pick up a win on the road. You know, they made this big trip here. I'm sure they have a lot of energy to expend. The Flyers are missing some key players in Helton and Cisco and Hunter Taylor, who's been a huge defensive player for them this year. But I think we're a deep team, and we have weapons to make any game a game.
Yeah, you got to look for David Richardson, a key figure in that win, especially in overtime, getting that bookends to take the first lead of the game for Raleigh. But also people like Kieran Allen, Jacob Mao, guys that aren't really household names in the AUDL per se, but are very good players overall who have to fill these shoes. Also, we see Micah Hood return but see if he can channel some of his Charlotte Express hucks that he performed for the past 2 years for Charlotte. Now, for Austin, they need to come out swinging. It's hard enough to travel a couple hours on the road, but you're taking a flight into a different time zone, and you're playing against Raleigh, who's 4-1. You're 0-4. It's going to be tough to try to break this rough streak that they have, but honestly, this is the game to do it. Against Raleigh, this is a big game. They already lost to Raleigh at home. They need to win here.
Yeah, I think we might see both these teams come out swinging. There was certainly a lot of hooks in their last game. Both teams not really afraid to put the ball up. They both have some tall weapons on their team. Ethan Pollock is notably missing from the Soul, who's a 6'6" giant. But I think they still have some weapons. And in the last game, really, they had a lot of unforced turnovers that if they clean those up, we might see a much more competitive game today.
You're talking about an Austin team that has had 2 really close games against Dallas, and obviously we all know the Roughnecks as the undefeated team that has yet to lose in the AUDL at all. So if Austin can play them tight, you know that they can play Raleigh tight. It looks like Raleigh is going to be pulling the disc first, so we're going to step away for a second. Raleigh Flyers ready to pull. Justin Allen. Here comes a flick pull, and we are off. Austin Soul versus Raleigh Flyers. Ryan Purcell centering it. Walsh with the disc. Walsh looking to swing. Goes ahead and finds it to Wilder. Wilder with the flick. Go ahead finding Denacor. Denacor. Over to Richardson. Richardson, floaty up in the air. Is anyone going to come down with it? Look for Allen. Oh, Justin Allen with a huge bid, but right into the arms of Ryan Purcell. I mean, that's not bad defense by Raleigh right there.
No, that's a fantastic effort. Just a little unfortunate tip from Allen. You know, maybe catch your D's, but
unfortunately. What's the thing you tell your kids when you're learning how to play? You always catch your D's. Why? Because a Frisbee is unlike most other athletic sports where the ball is probably just going to go straight to the ground. Popped right into the waiting arms of Purcell there. Quick hold for the Austin Soul. Took about 34 seconds for them to go up 1-0.
They can't come out swinging. And like you were saying with the Roughnecks, the next matchup for the Flyers is going to be against the Roughnecks. And this is an important test for them to see if they can get all their cylinders firing for this important matchup in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. All right, Denacor with the pull.
breeze today.
Noah Saul with the disc, receiving from Brian Casey, finding Ben Dieter. Dieter, big mark on him. Finding Casey. Finding Saul. Ooh, nice bid by Noah Saul right there, keeping possession alive. Dieter in the handler spot, finding Bode. Bode being guarded by Lucky Mazzola. That's an athletic, fun matchup to watch. Bode trying to finds Nut. Nethercutt with the disc. Full feared beard. Oh, look at that. Fakes the hammer, finds Noah Saul. They're really just jamming him up the corner here, but it's on the break side, so it's okay. Nut looking, finds a Scoober, finding Terrence Mitchell. Terrence Mitchell dishing it over to Nethercutt. High release flick, finding Noah Saul. Beautiful throw right there. Saul finding crossfield flick. Can he hit? Oh, incredible by Ben Dieter. That's an incredible throw, but an even better catch by Ben Dieter.
I like the deets on that one. That's a throw that Saul likes to make, that kind of blady crossfield back corner pass, and he just did it to perfection right there. Great catch by Dieter.
You know, Dieter usually beats guys, you know, on 20-yard outs and then killing on the unders. Right there, taking advantage of that speed, but going a little more horizontal than usual.
Looks like a pretty clean offense from both teams so far.
A couple more bids for Raleigh, but you know what? Able to keep possession, like we said. All right, Josh Hartzog with the pull. Good pull from Hartzog. Oh. Sends it to Schaefer. Schaefer finding Wilder. Wilder swings it over to Bennett, over to Purcell. Looks like Raleigh's trying to force middle here. Richardson with the disc, trying to find his dump. Danny Smith on the mark. Schaefer with the disc, looking to swing. Big crossfield to Bennett. Bennett being guarded by Matsuka, who returns to the lineup after having a knee injury. Swing over to Richardson, being guarded by Allen. Purcell being guarded by Hartzog. Close defense by Zog, but not unfortunately able to stop. Purcell looking for the swing. Able to throw it around over to Schaefer, guarded by Danny Schmidt, who's seeing some nice play time. Ooh, and unfortunately, disc sails. It's a little breezy here, but I don't know if that was just a bad throw, if that was the wind, because I'm not looking. I'm seeing the flag right now. It's not doing much. That looks just like a bad throw. Zog spraying the deep. Matsuka waves him off, throws a scuba to Allen. And Brett Matsuka, he adds a lot to your game. Muniz over to Zog. Zog back to Matsuka. Nate Goff trying to stretch the deep. Inside flick from Matsuka, finding Allen. A lot of contact there. And Justin Allen taking a shot. Finding Mike Pannoni. Oh! Mike Pannoni with the break for the Raleigh Flyers. Unbelievable. What a throw from Allen, taking and absorbing body contact there.
Fantastic play from the Flyers. They got the first break. They're getting the look they want. Not much to add there.
Honestly, Mike Pannoni is probably one of the fastest humans on this field, and that was upwind. So they gave the defender a chance to catch up, but you know what? He bodied out really well, attacked the disc, he had the tie point, scored. Raleigh up 2-1, early break. Let's see if they can continue this break train.
Now they got the downwind pull here, so it should be a good chance to crack this game wide open early.
It's interesting to see that Nethercutt's playing both ways in this game. I'll see if that'll do a service on his legs. A roller pull, a patented Mike Denardis roller pull. Let's see who's going to be setting the marks. Looks like Jacob Mao and John Nethercutt on the double team, with Tim McAllister as the dump defender.
Looks like they have a lot of their O-line in for this point. Maybe assuming that they'll get the turnover.
Mathis swinging it back over to the middle, finding Orlov. Orlov finding Mathis again. It's an ESPN highlight guy right there. I know this because I was in the game playing for Charlotte when he had this ridiculous layout on Jacob Fairfax. Maybe we'll see Fairfax later getting his revenge. Orlov up the line, looking to squeeze it through. Swings it, finds Cunningham, one of their 85 lefties on this team.
Bring it forward!
Hayes finding oh, nice goal right there.
Good clean offense from Austin to tie this game back up.
Good movement by the handlers there. Looks like Cunningham. Really easy movement by Austin. You gotta like a team that can just go upwind and able to score with such ease against a pretty good Raleigh defensive team.
I think these teams are feeling each other out. Haven't seen a lot of huge bids yet. People are kind of taking it in and seeing where their opportunities for making some plays are going to be.
Let's see if we can see any shots on the offense, but right now both O-lines are just grinding away. Raleigh receiving the pull from Austin.
I feel like Raleigh Flyers have pretty good headband game in the league as far as per capita headbands on the team.
Well, you know, Brian Casey's an interesting individual because he went with the hat last year to now, of course, the headband. So I wonder if he's channeling the Noah Saul and then finding now Dave Snoke. Aforementioned Brian Casey finding Matt Bode, and Matt Bode with a huge hammer. Can Walters catch up? Yeah. Unfortunately, not enough steam on that from Matt Bode.
Just a touch of wobble. I think the wind just got enough of it to make it come up short.
That Walters guy looks like an Ethan Pollock twin. He's 6'6" as well, making the not-so-small Ben Dieter look tiny. Walter with the disc. Finding it over to Batista. Batista dumps it. Finding Walter.
Man, they're just running a tight stack down this sideline.
Yeah, they are.
And working it down.
Just a lot of cramming up the cram hole right now. Reinhardt with the disc. Finding Best. Ooh, Mappo trying to get that D back, unfortunately to no avail. Tight throw. And Orloff finding the goal to Best. Goal for the Austin Soul and a break to put us back on serve.
Yeah, Soul just braided it down the sideline there without really any challenges on the forced side. So maybe the Flyers are a little bit worried about the big shots. Certainly were deep cutters there for the Soul, but they just kind of crammed it like you said.
Can't think that the 50-yard hammer upwind with a 6'6" defender, probably the best idea for Matt Bode there.
You gotta like the confidence though. I mean, that's Bode for you. He's not gonna shy away from that look.
This has come from the guy who scored 7 times in the game against DC, but did have some noticeable mishaps, including a spike outside the end zone, which caught some flack on Twitter and Reddit for it. But you know what? Matt Bode feeds off of that. If you think that he's going to think about that hammer twice, you clearly don't know Matt Bode.
This is not Matt Bode.
Austin with the pull. Cunningham pulling it upwind. Wind's a little bit breezier now. Kieran Allen picking up, sending it to John Nethercutt. Nethercutt finding Kieran Allen. Pump fakes. Quick break over to Nutt. Over to Dave Snoke. Big undercut by Matt Bode. Finding Mike Pannoni. Ooh, doesn't end up throwing it. Inside break, finding Dave Snoke. Snoke with the hammer. And finding Jacob Mao. Raleigh scoring, ties the game at 3-3, 6:41 left in the first quarter. Real easy offense by Raleigh right there. I don't know, doesn't really look like Austin wanted to play defense at that point.
I think we've only seen 2 turnovers so far this game. Real clean on both sides. Both turnovers resulted in breaks, and otherwise this has been offensive holds without too much challenge.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing the pressing kind of defense we saw in that last DC Breeze game. Now, granted, most of the Ds come from Hunter Taylor, who unfortunately is not here today. So we have to see if somebody can step up in his place and get some shoulder-high layout bids.
We got D-Rich in here. We got Matsuka, who I saw giving some poachy looks in that last point he was in. So maybe he'll pull something tricky out of the bag.
Ryan Purcell catching the pull. Sending it to Schaefer. Schaefer finding Richardson. Hood on defense. Back to Schaefer. Swings it back to Purcell. Purcell inside break. Big dump to Purcell. Really fluid by Austin here. They're just running wall Wolves finding Wilder. Big strike. And Wilder with the amazing throw to Denekor. Ran right by Nate Goff. Not sure if Nate expected that throw to come up, but really good movement by Austin right there.
Yeah, they're spacing the field out wide, just taking their undercuts all day long. I guess both teams kind of want to win more than look cool. And so far, we just have a pretty solid game from both sides.
You know, they do realize that Ultimate fans want to see some incredible hucks and stuff, not this San Antonio Spurs like Ultimate. This is like watching Revolver play. There's nothing sexy about Revolver except, you know, maybe the championships they win. So maybe that's what these two teams are trying to echo right here. All right, 4-3 Austin, 6:10 left in the first quarter. Pull is up, big lofty OI pull. Noah Saul catching the pull, centering to Kieran Allen. Allen looking off Fairfax, finding Mitchell. Mitchell back to Allen. Allen to Nutt. But there's a pick called, so that's actually going to be a 10-yard penalty with Kieran Allen with the disc. Just a reminder that in the AUDL, the refs call all the fouls. Oh, nope, just kidding. Since the pick didn't actually affect the throw, it's going to go back to Nutt. Disc is now in. Another cut finding, ooh, nice little spinorama push pass, finding Saul, who swings it to Mitchell. Oh, and Matt Bowe just turned his defender around. And Terrence might not have even seen him as early. Guy got it close, but man, he wasn't close at first. Saul with the big swing over, finding Nethercutt. Nethercutt finding, oh, and Jacob Fairfax. Can he stay in?
All day.
Oh, yeah. An easy catch for the UNC Charlotte All-Star, Jacob Fairfax.
It's good to have him back. He's tall and he's wide open, so those are two great things for catching the disc in the end zone there.
Yeah, Jacob Fairfax, I mean, 20 years old, been playing Ultimate for 2 years, was playing Bank, now played in for Ring of Fire in his second club season. That's incredible. And now he's on the Raleigh Flyers, still in college. He missed last week because he had college sectionals, and now he's going to be going to regionals next week. Incredible athlete, fun to watch. He just blew past his defender there.
So, still on serve here, I think. Both teams looking to find some advantage here.
Justin Allen with the flick pull. Big floaty flick pull. Is it going to stay in? No, it's not. Mike D's not going to like that one very much.
Got some heckle from the Saul sideline here. He's good, fun-having guys from the lovely state of Texas.
Schaefer with the disc. Wow, they're trying to put Allen on the wash, but able to stop. Tim McAllister, ooh, forcing the bad throw on Denekor. Raleigh with a quick chance now to break. Brett Matsuka picking up the disc. Looks like Micah Hood and Pannoni were running to the same spot. Matsuka swung it to Allen over to Schmidt. Danny Schmidt finding Matsuka with a push pass, clearing the space. Matsuka swings it back to Allen. Nate Goff coming in, but Justin Allen sneaks it through. Nice way to get it off there. Justin Allen, hammer from Justin Allen. Can he find Danny Schmidt? Absolutely, what a throw.
He was smitten with that receiver. Good throw from Matsuka.
Don't let his height fool you. That Danny Schmidt kid is fast.
That's another break for the Flyers. Getting back ahead a little bit. Let's see if Austin can respond. We got 4:20 left in the first quarter, and so far it's a pretty tight game.
Yeah, you got to like that defense that we were looking for, Hunter Taylor-esque defense. Right there, Tim McAllister pressuring the throw. He accelerated on that throw, and even though he didn't actually touch the disc, he shut his defender, the offensive player, away from the disc, and he couldn't make a play. Incredible defense there by McAllister. Hartzog coming with the pull. Raleigh looking to have another break. Big pull from Hartzog. I think he's just going. Almost out the end zone. What a pull. Looks like Nethercutt and Muniz are guarding the handlers. Looks like offensive foul on Hartzog, on Cunningham. Looks like they're having some debate about it, but honestly, I saw a push-off there. 10-yard penalty on Austin. We're in Callahan country now. Orlov with the disc. Nethercutt squeezing down. Mathis being guarded by D. Rich. Josh Hartzog almost getting it on Cunningham. John Nethercutt, sweet D. Oh, Mike Pannoni accelerating and almost getting there. He's going to bait those all day long. Michael Mathis with the flick or backhand hook, looking for Mock. And it's not in the end zone. See if they can drop. Davis finding, open Orlov for the goal.
Breakdown by the Flyers. I don't know if they were looking for certain switches there or if somebody just snuck by them deep, but they had a hard time recovering from the nice hook there by the sole. And
unfortunately for Brett Matsuka, you get a player who's an incredible thrower, and he's not a defensive liability by any stretch of the imagination. But on that play, he was poaching, and he kind of just poached the wrong side. Mathis let off a huge backhand hook, and unfortunately, Matsuka had no play on it. So good hook by Mathis. Great chilly O-line by the goal line by Austin. Looks like Cunningham with the pull for Austin. 3:25 left in the first quarter. Big pull by Chase Cunningham. Trying to match Hartzog on pole distance there, I see. Casey centering to Snoke, finding Dieter. Dieter finding Matt Bode. And there goes Fairfax. Let's see if Bode will hit him. He opts to not do it. Matt Bode looking to swing. Matt Bode throwing it around Lucky Mazzola. Finding Brian Casey. Over to Snoke. To Fairfax. Ooh, pick.
Little accident there by Mitchell.
There's a pick right there, but I think that the refs are turning it. Oh, integrity call by Austin right there. Looks like Hayes with the integrity call there. Nice to see that being used in the first quarter of the game.
Good spirit by Austin.
Snow quick inside, finding Dieter. Dieter finding Saul. Looking for Mitchell, but he's a little deep. Back to Snoke, swings it over to Casey. Raleigh just taking what Austin's given them. It's just not that much, but they're still moving. But Saul finds a streaking Matt Bode. Oh, fingertip drop. Oh, Matt Bode, great effort right there. Looking for that Pennsbury connection that we like to say so much. But unfortunately, Matt's not able to bring that one in. Austin taking their time. Best picking up the disc. Finding Cunningham. Terrence Mitchell closing it down. Oh, Dave Snoke. Run through D. Looks like the receiver stopped. Hammer finding Jacob Fairfax, who not only catches it, but the two Austin defenders collide. Jacob Fairfax doing Fairfax things.
Sneaky Snoke getting the D, throwing the hammer. That's what I like to see from an old teammate of mine. Nice clean, another break for, no, that's on serve, right? Flyers are really good at getting back their turnovers on offense. I think that's an advantage of having so many well-sized, kind of all-around players on the team.
Yeah, right there, the defender, Dave Snoke, it's not that he's obviously slow or fast, but what happened was the offensive guy just stopped, and a moving person is going to move faster than a person who's in a standstill. That's one thing you tell anybody that plays Ultimate. You have to go back to the disc. They didn't go back to the disc. Raleigh got the disc back. Hammer to Fairfax. Allen with the pull. Big flick pull. Caught by Purcell. Purcell over to Schaefer. Schaefer unleashing a big backhand hook, but David Richardson's in that area with Nate Goff. Oh! And somehow Walsh comes down with it. Unbelievable. I'm not sure how he did that. You have Nate Goff and David Richardson. He just went right between the two.
Some Benny Hill stuff right there from the Flyers, just bumping into each other. I don't know how that quite snuck through there.
Can't wait to see a replay of that one, but man, an incredible catch by Walsh. Unbelievable.
I think the advantage of coming to the disc, whereas both defenders were trying to run it down, makes having that angle towards the disc help kind of just time it just right. But that was a beautiful catch from the Austin Soul to keep this close game.
We might be seeing that catch later on the top 10.
Maybe. I think we'll see better tonight.
Probably, but man, that's like one of those drills when you're playing and you want to have a distraction drill. It's hard to do when you have two big bodies trying to eclipse the disc. Big pull by Austin here. 1 minute 33 seconds left. Kieran Allen catching it, centering to Casey. Fairfax in the lane, stumbles. John Nethercutt shimmies a defender. Brian Casey throws it. It's going to be tough, but of course Nut comes down with it. Matt Bode cutting deep. Might be still too deep for Nut to throw it. Centers it to Dieter, over to Casey, and over to Allen. Kieran Allen faking the backhand huck. Back to Dieter, throws it on the sideline to Noah Saul. Noah Saul finding Fairfax. To Casey. Brian Casey looking. Big throw. Finding Noah Saul. Looks like the Flyers are going vert here. Ooh, Noah Saul making his defender fall down. What a fake there. Dieter breaking the mark. To Allen. Kieran Allen.
Flyers make some cuts from the back.
Ooh, quick movement right there. Quick from Kieran Allen finding Saul, who delivers a purely symmetrical throw right to the waiting arms of Ben Dieter.
Spicy little handler set from the Flyers to just work it in and freeze up the defenders in the back of the end zone.
Let's get loud for the defense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there with Raleigh. They kind of just let the cutters stay back and let the handlers go to work. But yes, it worked out, but you'd want to see maybe a cutter being engaged there. But I'm sure that's why we're up here and they're out there, right?
Yes, has something to do with it.
All right, Flyers up 7-6 with 33 seconds left. Look for still a relatively normal offensive point from Austin here. They have scored quickly. No need to huck it to the end zone deep yet.
Let's hear it for Red. Here we go.
Allen with a backhand? He can do that? Is he allowed? Is that in his contract?
I guess his flick would have gone out the back. I'm not sure what the criteria there was for that decision, but I did not know he had a backhand pull.
Purcell with the hammer. Ooh, not making his other handler's life easy. Denacor with the disc, looking for Richardson. Richardson going up lines, faking it to Purcell. Back to Denacor. 5 seconds on the clock. Denacor finding it. He's going to have to take a shot for the end zone here. Is it good? Oh, buzzer beater for the Austin Soul. Looks like Wilder was the one who pulled that one down from Denacor. He lasered that in there. Incredible hops right there by Wilder. All right, so at the end of the first quarter, Raleigh Flyers 7, the Austin Soul 7. Raleigh is up a break, and they will have the disc to start out the second quarter.
So just real back and forth. Both teams pretty happy to work it around with their handler sets, not really take anything too dangerous downfield. Haven't seen a lot of great defensive plays, just solid stuff, but I think teams are just saving some of their energy for what's looking to be a pretty good fight today.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to step away until the second quarter starts up. All right, welcome back to Cardinal Gibbons. CJ Clicky here with Tom Conacher. Raleigh Flyers and the Austin Solar tied at 7. Second quarter, Austin going to be pulling it. Big pull from Reinhardt here. Nosal catching it, finding Snoke. Jonathan Nethercutt giving himself some space. Uh-oh, Terrence Mitchell's going. Goodbye. Looks like Batista's coming up from behind. Can Mitchell accelerate? Oh. Is he in? He's in. Great catch and double coverage by Terrence Mitchell. As soon as he started sprinting, his defender had no chance. He had some help off the back, but still, Terrence was too fast and too tall for both of them.
Superb placement up high where only Terrence can get it, right at the back of the end zone. Just a spectacular pass that shows a real connection between the thrower and the receiver.
Haven't really seen Terrence do that this year, but it's good to see him maybe starting to come out of his shell a little bit.
Justin Allen will be doing the honors for the Flyers.
Raleigh on defense here. Justin Allen with the pull. Looks like Micah Hood, Mike Pannoni, Tim McAllister, Matt Bode, Nate Goff, and Brett Matsuka on the field. The fans wanted a flick pull, and they got one. Tall, soaring flick pull. Is it going to stay in? It absolutely will. Purcell with the disc, finding Schaefer. Schaefer throwing it, finding Walsh. Walsh throwing it, finding Bennett, back to Schaefer. Closed down by Matt Bode. Crossfield finding Walsh. Over to Richardson, being guarded by Micah Hood. Richardson on the sideline looking to swing. Can he swing it? Yes, he does. Finding Purcell, being guarded by Matsuka. Purcell back to Richardson. Over to Bennett. Bennett throwing it. Over to Schaefer. Schaefer throws it. Ooh. Unlucky there. Hate to see that right outside the goal line.
There's those unforced turnovers. We hope that the Sol doesn't have too many of today. They had a good offensive set there, but just couldn't get it done.
Goff looking to huck it, but he instead settles for the 20-yard throw to Tim McAllister. Pannoni up next. Nope. McAllister looking to swing it. Ooh, wow. Not sure what that was, but he got it to Matsuka. Contact. Looks like on Richardson, beating up on Micah Hood. You better be careful. That's a great white shark right there. Matsuka swinging it to Bode. Allen flashing, Bode finding Allen. Allen squeezing it. Can he find McAllister? Oh, yes, he can. Justin Allen doing Justin Allen things.
2-point lead now for the Flyers. Taking a little bit of an advantage here on the Sol.
All right, folks, let's keep the
I think it's important that the Sol don't let this game get too far out ahead of them. Last game, the Flyers kind of took a medium-sized lead and just kind of rode it out to the end. So now's the time for the Sol to respond.
Seen a few hands on knees from Austin. I hope that they're not already tired, because if they are, well, they got 3 quarters left in this game.
Josh Hartzog with the pull for the Raleigh Flyers. Here we go.
Josh Hartzog aiming to pull it. Big pull by Hartzog. That guy can throw it a country mile. Looks like Richardson picking up the disc, finding Orloff. Mathis as the ISO. Back to Richardson. He's unguarded right now. Interesting tactic by Raleigh right now. Richardson finding it, finding Mock.
Is there a stall count with no mark?
No, there is not. So Raleigh just opted to not play and let that guy just throw, and he did. Over to Mathis. Mathis, there's a defender not trailing. Mathis isn't going to take the shot this time.
Matsuka almost got punished back there.
Hartzog unable to get the D on Cunningham. Cunningham throws it low. Finding Hayes. Hayes being guarded by Matsuka. Uh-oh, floaty. Can Hartzog get onto this one? No, Cunningham's too big, too tall. They're going backwards, so Raleigh likes this. Hammer over the top. Finding Saney. Davis with the disc now. Looking to swing to Mathis, who clears out. Finding Cunningham. Hartzog hounding him defensively. Big hammer. Can Matsuka catch up? No way. Great throw by Cunningham. A lefty hammer to Mathis, who got right behind Brett Matsuka.
Flyers looked like they were running some switches on their defense there. A couple times got a little mixed up and gave up some field position while they were sorting things out. And there at their end, I guess Seoul kind of manipulated to get a matchup they like in the back and just hit that hammer in the end zone on somebody pretty wide open.
A really good throw there by Cunningham. He got the disc about 5 times. Every single time his service maybe wasn't the best, but he was able to not only get around Hartzog to catch the disc, but throw some really nice throws to his upfield players.
Open side continuations, wait. Keep cutting that. Saying we're looking them off or what?
Austin with a pull here. Karen Allen looking to catch the pull. Finding Nethercutt. Noah Saul streaking deep. Nutt looks for Casey. Bode stretching the deep. Casey settles for Saul. Saul finding Dieter. Looks like a pick was called. Disc goes back to Noah Saul here. 10-yard penalty on Raleigh.
Pick call.
Disc is back in. Saul. Nethercutt finding it. Contact on Batista. A little too tight on Nethercutt. Looks like Raleigh's in a hoe stack right now. Finding Kieran Allen. Kieran looking to dump it to Bode. Bode with a big flick hook. And a turn. Looks like Raleigh stopped playing right there. Not sure what the call was going to be, but the ref blew his whistle. Everybody stopped. You got to play. I don't know what happened there.
Maybe it was going to be a travel call on Bode. I'm not sure. But no reason for us to give up on the disc. Oh.
Ooh, unfortunate drop. Gift for Raleigh, and the Pensbury connection reverse. Matt Bode finding Noah Saul. Maybe that's what Matt Bode was trying to do. It just, he knew that was going to happen, right?
It was a strategic punt that worked out beautifully. Cash it. I think those are the things that, again, that wasn't really a pressure D by the Flyers to turn that over. It's just a little bit of a miscue by the Soul.
Justin Allen with the roller.
Ooh.
Looking to do. They just love that roller pull. Nakoff and Josh Hartzog on the mark here. Ryan Purcell. Let's see if he can find a lefty way out of this. Looking for the soft hammer. Ooh, McAllister stumbled. Finding Richardson. Over to Denecor. Denecor back to Purcell. Purcell up the line, finding Richardson. Just upline stuff right here, nothing too hard. Big mark, and a goal for the Soul. Looks like Schaefer with the goal. And Purcell to Schaefer. It was all upline stuff right there. I mean,
well, they were only about three passes outside the end zone to start that point. Flyers might want to reevaluate their roller pull angles.
That or the personnel. I mean, Nakoff's a pretty big guy, and Purcell kind of dummied it over him, but maybe he can step in on the mark a little bit, make that throw a little bit harder. I mean, he's got 8 inches on the guy. That guy shouldn't be throwing a hammer and over him with too much ease. It looked like it was just nothing for Purcell right there. But you got to think that McAllister should be a little bit tighter there. And I know he stumbled, but he still should be in a close enough proximity to make a play on that.
Yeah, it was a good look. I mean, they kind of threw a different kind of junky look on defense there that we haven't seen yet too much today. But That downwind roller pole was curious and set them up poorly.
No solve finding Dave Snoke. Fairfax is the ISO. Nethercutt being closed down by Hayes. Nut with the big. Finding Jacob Mao. Let's see if Mao can get up. Ooh. Jake Mao unable to come up with that. Looks like that 6'6" defender is just causing some havoc out there. Looks like Walter.
It's tough to jump over the Colossus of Rhodes.
It's like Orlov picking up the disc, finding Hayes. Cunningham stretching the deep. Orlov receiving it back, finding Best. Back to Orlov. They are very deep here. Looks like timeout. Probably a good call by Austin right there.
Yeah, this is a huge point for them. If they can get this break back, it'll be right back into a neck-and-neck game. So we'll see if they bring in their offensive weapons.
It's a rare misfire from Nethercutt right there. I mean, he has a streaking player, just couldn't hit the target, unfortunately, for Jacob Mao. He's playing up against a much taller defender than him, and he's unable to get the goal. But you got to think Nethercutt probably shouldn't be throwing that.
He had another cutter going deep earlier, and I think he was just looking downfield a little too long. People started to catch wind of what was happening and got picked up on and eaten up. Let's see what the Flyers do on defense here. Try and slow things down. I know they were showing a little more of a junk, switchy look, and let's see if they keep that going.
Now just a reminder, the AUDL, on a timeout, you can actually substitute all of the players off. So both teams have taken advantage by substituting their offense and defensive line respectively. And this would make it a little bit easier for Austin to score. I mean, their defensive cutters weren't doing much of anything. It's like Purcell will have the disc being guarded by Matsuka.
For the defense. Here we go, Red.
Stack set up to start.
Purcell looking, finding the other handler, Davis. Davis looking for options, finding Denekor over to Purcell. Purcell unleashes a huck. Can David Richardson catch up to it? Oh, no he can't, but it's a little too out of the reach. Wilder reeling that one in, finding Richardson. Richardson back to Denekor. Throws, strike. Goal for the Austin Soul. Bennett with the goal.
Score by Mitchell Bennett for the Austin.
And they're right back in it.
Soul.
Just one little miscue by Nethercutt on that huck there, and the Soul are putting some more pressure here on the Flyers. So time for them to just have a nice, clean offensive set and see if they can get another look at these Soul.
Not sure if Raleigh's shifting their marks properly here. There are a lot of lefties here on Austin, and lefties have a significant advantage when it comes to ultimate with their throwing, and you got a game plan for that. You can't cheat over. That flick can come out real hot, and Denekor can just showed that with that quick strike to Bennett before the mark was even able to set his feet. So Raleigh's gonna be receiving offense right here. Big pull. It's like Dave Snow catching and centering it to Casey. Nethercutt streaking deep, and Casey's going to take the shot. A inside-out backhand. Nethercutt being guarded by two defenders. Can he make up? Oh! Oh, man! I hope he's okay because that was an incredible catch. But he hit the ground really hard. John Nethercutt looks like he's in some pain. Let's hope that Nethercutt's okay.
That is a whole lot of glory on that catch.
He really did give up his body for that.
Did he come down hard? It looked like he might have taken a shot to the ribs when he was extended up high. I hope the big guy's all right.
We're going to step away and hope for the best for John Nethercutt. All right, John Nethercutt, as you can see, walked over to the sideline under his own power. We'll see if he'll be able to return. Maybe it was just losing his wind right there, but incredible, incredible catch. I'm sure we'll probably see that later as the layout catch of the week because that was incredible. He jumped so early over 2 defenders and Terrence Mitchell. So if anything, on that sideline, if I'm not, I'm going to Terrence and being like, I just got you, no big deal.
Spectacular play by Nethercutt. I like to think that beard helped absorb some of the shock on that crash to the ground. Hopefully they're filling in that crater with some more plastic beads. And hopefully John comes back mostly full strength because he's been a fantastic part of this game so far.
Justin Allen with the flick pull. Raleigh up 11-10 with 5:54 left in the second quarter. Purcell with the disc, moving it over to Schaefer. Schaefer pumping out Walsh. And now throwing a huge huck, but Mike Pannoni's to territory, but so is Justin Allen. Which one's going to get it? Ooh, nice D by Mike Pannoni.
Good D by Mike Pannoni. Got there. Now this game's starting to look like it's going to open up a bit. Teams are just ripping the big shots right now.
Justin Allen with the disc, looking for Micah Hood. Micah Hood finds it. Micah Hood looking for the big huck, but unfortunately unable to make off, finding Mike Pannoni. Pannoni finding Allen. Allen with the huck. Can Mike Pannoni catch up to it? Well, of course he can because he's incredibly fast, but let's see if he can get it before Walsh does. Oh! What a catch by Mike Pannoni.
Magnets.
Look at those mittens. And a timeout called by Raleigh right before he gets stalled out. Incredible catch. We're seeing some athletic grabs right now.
Somebody let the choke out on this game because it just got real exciting with some big throws, big catches. Smart timeout there to avoid the stall count and hopefully make sure this break happens.
Yeah, really preserving the point there. I'd be feeling pretty upset if I was Justin Allen for throwing a huge bomb to Mike Pannoni, who gets stalled out. Yeah, just leave it a little stalled out, unfortunately, there. But good for Raleigh to have that timeout. And like I said before, on an AUDL timeout, you can sub out the whole team if you need to. And sure enough, all 7 Raleigh Flyers are different. Looks like Dave Snoke's going to be picking up for Raleigh. Austin has gone ahead and changed their lineup as well, have their defensive line out there.
Nethercutt's not coming in on this one. I guess still making sure he's stable, but again, a solid offensive line for Raleigh. They have so many pieces that can make this engine work.
All right, Dave Snoke picking up the disc, and Austin throwing a double team on with a, you said the Colossus of Rhodes, or that man is huge. That's come from me. He's probably taller than I am.
This guy's not short either.
Makes that other defender look very tiny, and he's very average height.
All right, where's the poach going to be?
Dave Snoke squeezing through. Did he throw it between his legs? I think he did. Matt Bode with the kick spike. He was inbounds. He scored. I'm pretty sure Dave Snoke threw that between his legs.
Yeah, somebody cook up some Alfredo because there's plenty of nutmeg around.
As a big guy, that is like literally the one thing you hate when people do to you in practice, and you're like, no way that they're going to do that in a game. And of course, Dave Snoke, just being the trickster that he is, throws it right between his legs.
That experience, knowing about the 5-hole and how to exploit it for maximum gain. That's the greatest last week for Snoke, and now a
between the legs.
All righty, folks.
Real magician out there.
For the D-line, Justin Allen with the ball.
Raleigh up 12-10, 4:48 left in the quarter. That was a break for Raleigh, so I know that their offense was on, but they actually did break at that point. Allen with the pull.
It's a good response by the Flyers. They had let the game get tied again, and now they're looking at a nice 2-point lead again.
Purcell over to Schaefer. Raleigh in like a 2-3-2 junk zone. Austin's going to do its best to weave through it. Denecor finding Purcell. Ooh, almost a little too far for Purcell. He got there. Finding inside to Richardson. Richardson to Schaefer. Schaefer, big crossfield, finding Denecor. He's all by himself. Jump catch, because, you know, swag. Richardson, upline to Wilder. Wilder finding it. Oh, Richardson, so close getting D'd by Pannoni, but able to reel it in for the goal for the Austin Soul.
A few miscues on defense, some discussion about switches there on the sidelines from the Flyers, and it cost them yards here and there.
You know, it's understandable that Raleigh's trying to go out there and throw like a little junkie zone, get them off their rhythm a little bit, but Austin's, I think they prefer that, to be honest, because they have scored with ease every single time that Raleigh has thrown that at them.
They have. They're really, you know, consistent and happy to just take what Raleigh's given them. Raleigh could use some pressure from certain angles, but I guess we're not finding too many. I mean, we're missing Hunter Taylor, which is always the man to come in with some hot action, but the Flyers still looking for a defensive wedge to drive into the Soul.
With no nether cut, Kieran Allen picking the pole, finding Saul. Kind of forgot about cutting there, but Matt Bowe coming in, but Lucky Mazzola coming in, and looks like a pick. I don't know if it's on the thrower, but that was an incredible catch by Bode. Lucky Mazzola can jump out of the roof of the car.
Bode looking to talk somebody into the integrity rule, but
yeah,
not finding it.
Well, you know, when there's nobody cutting, Bode's going to probably cut. Terrence Mitchell giving his guy the shimmy, but to no avail. Fairfax finding Casey. Jacob Mao cutting in. Big cut. Nice cut by Mao. Kieran Allen streaking deep. Big physical mark by Walter. Mao swinging it, finding Casey. You think he's even sweating with that headband?
I don't think so. It's starting to get muggy here in Raleigh, so.
It is.
Headband's good technology.
It's 90 degrees today, and it's kind of cooled off a little bit. Maybe you can take it off. Mao finding a nice swing over to Casey. Throws it up the line. Oh, man, what a throw by Brian Casey.
Shot to the end zone.
Very saucy outside in down the sideline, just buttery smooth.
3:04 left to play. 13-11. Here we go, D-line.
Not sure if John Nethercutt's going to be finding his way back to the field anytime soon, but it's okay because it looks like his Raleigh Flyers teammates are picking it up for him. Kieran Allen and Jacob Mao playing really well out there for two guys that maybe haven't seen a lot of game time this season.
3 minutes left in the first half here. Let's see if the Flyers can keep a little lead going into halftime or if Soul can tighten this up. Again, pretty crisp game so far. No glaring advantages for either team.
Hartzog with the pull. Could it go through the cross? Is it 3 points if it goes through?
Oh,
wow.
Just short
all
of
the
field
way to the
goal.
back. They were running that down. They could probably even try to get a Callahan there. Danny Smith on the mark with Schaefer with the disc, finding Purcell. Matsuka. Purcell able to break the mark, finding Bennett. Bennett with the disc, swings it over to Purcell, who swings it over to Schaefer, who looks like he's going to swing it over to Denecor. Hartzog on Denecor. Back to Purcell. Back to Bennett. Bennett giving Purcell the pump fake. Uh-oh. Is that going to get there? Ooh, great catch by Denecor. That's going to burn later. Ooh, and unfortunately, threw it behind Purcell. Matsuka's picking up the disc. Oh, he wanted the hammer.
Skin that smokehouse.
Throws a beautiful throw, finding Josh Hartzog, who swings it back to Matsuka. Over to Allen. Allen to Goff. Goff finding David Richardson. Oh, yeah. He's a special man, that David Richardson. Punches the disc. What a spike. Goff to Richardson. Raleigh with the break. 14-11, 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
That's our biggest lead in the game. Good patient ball from the Flyers. Just swing, 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 score. Now the Soul really needs to respond if they want to have something to not hang their heads about when they hit the locker room.
We call this stopping the bleeding in Ultimate. You want to stop the bleeding. There's a couple breaks in a row. You want to just patch it up real quick.
Yeah. That's a metaphor that's very specific to Ultimate Frisbee, the whole loss of blood.
Speaking of losing skin and patching it up, I hope Denicor's arm is okay because that's going to hurt in the shower later. Noah Saw with the big pull here. Looks like Mathis going to be catching the pull. Centering it to Orloff. Cunningham off the back. Micah Hood. Ooh! Ooh, what a... Wow. Soared through the air. I'm not sure if that would have been a strip if he dropped it, but incredible athleticism from Micah Hood right there. It was out of bounds, unfortunately for Austin. 1:44 left. Matsuka faking over to Saul. Saul finding McAllister. Back to Matsuka. Absolutely. Oh, and Fairfax being a little too lackadaisical out there. He is 20 after all.
Caught on his heels.
Mathis, big crossfield backhand. Finding Saney. Not getting any options, but finding Cunningham, who quickly throws it to Orlov. Wow, that was sweet. It's really unfortunate for Fairfax. It's an incredible athlete, but he just stopped. Let his defender run right past him. I'm sure Mike D will just remind him that he needs to go to the disc.
Flyers stared that gift horse in the mouth too long and missed a chance to really put pressure on the Soul going into halftime here.
All right, so Austin pulling the disc here. Reinhardt with the pull. 1:11 back, or 1:11 in the second quarter. Austin down 2, 14-12. Casey with the disc. Mao clearing space. Dieter, ooh, able to catch it before Walter gets his body in front of him. Casey burning Batista up the line. Stops on a dime to avoid the travel. Finding Snoke. Snoke swinging it over to Mitchell. Under a minute now. Over to Allen. Kieran Allen with the disc finding Dieter. Dieter looking to throw through the big mark of Walter. Finding Snoke. Snoke faking the hammer. Swings it to Dieter. Around to Matt Bode. No cuts available, but
good sell by Bode.
Contact on the mark.
Yeah, he might deserve an Oscar for that one. I don't think Mazzola got him, but Matt Bode can definitely do that. 25 seconds. Bode finding a very wide open Kieran Allen. Kieran Allen trying to move the disc. He's running out of time. Looks like contact on that throw.
Contact on the mark.
You got 14 seconds left in the half. And I think a timeout right there for Raleigh.
Yeah, their end zone offense was really stalling out. Not many cuts coming from the back. I don't know if that's what they were looking for, but it seemed like there was not a lot of confidence coming in from the cuts. And the handlers weren't quite cracking things open, moving it amongst themselves.
Yeah, Raleigh runs a really handler-oriented offense by the end zone. And the cutters, I wouldn't say are tentative to cut, but they obviously don't want to get in the way.
Right.
But right there, you're not at the end zone yet, and you don't have anybody cutting. That's kind of problematic. But looks like with this timeout, though, it looks like Mike D is giving Austin the ability to throw another double team. Looks like Walter is back out on the field. And, you know, expect a double team on the mark. We'll see if we can throw it through his legs again.
I don't feel like the double team's really gotten us too many times this year. I mean, in our last game against the Soul, we saw the double team look, but I can't recall them punishing us with it too much. Do you know if we have any set plays we might run out of this?
Well, with 14 seconds left on the clock, I'm sure we can't mess around with it too much. Looks like an ISO with Bode on Mathis. No double team. Looks like Walsh will just be guarding Snoke. Expect something tricky here from Snoke. Something lefty, perhaps.
Lefty push past Scuba, or
He's going to use his head.
charging the disc with his headband energy.
Math is real tight on Bode. Waiting for the, and there it is. And just like that.
Break him off some.
And that's another goal by the Raleigh Flyers.
So 11 seconds left in the quarter. And we can expect to see a big huck right now from Austin. Looks like they're 6'6" monster staying out on the field. Expect a couple throws. And then a big bomb. Looks like Raleigh throwing. They're under 6'4" lineup with Nate Goff, Josh Hartzog, Tim McAllister, David Richardson, Charlie Muniz, Justin Allen, and Mike Pannoni. Yeah, it's not anybody who's like exceptionally tall, but a lot of those guys can jump. This is actually a kind of a time when Hunter Taylor's probably really missed. Let's see if Allen opts to roll this one or if he's going to just pull it as far as he can. He pulls it. Good pull from Allen.
That is a quick pull. 10 seconds.
Over to Cunningham. Cunningham finding Walsh. And before the D, there was a timeout called by Austin. Smart timeout by Austin with the disc at the 40-yard line. They're going to be able to put all their people deep.
Saved a turnover there with that timeout.
Yeah, not sure what that throw was because it really wasn't, you know, it wasn't to a receiver that was open. I mean, Nate Goff with the D right there. But the coach of the Austin Soul, to her credit, incredible tactics right there, calling the timeout.
Let's see what kind of look they throw here. Maybe hammer to the back corner. I assume they have time for one throw here.
So with the 6 seconds that are left, and we'll probably see this being the last play of half, what would you say? You know, 15-12, is this kind of what you were figuring?
Yeah, I mean, so far it's a lot like the last time these two teams met. Tight game with the Flyers just eking out a few points here and there. You know, Austin Souls has had a few miscues on kind of swings and drops. And the Flyers have just kind of, you know, put just more goals in. Just a little more efficient than Austin, but it's not like either team's really, I don't know, taking advantage of weaknesses on the other side or anything.
All right, best with the disc being marked by Hartzog. Players are moving around. Looks like McAllister might come in for a double team, but he would be leaving Cunningham open, so he might just not do that. Clock's not going to go. It's now up in the air. Let's see if David Richardson can come down with it. Oh, and they came down with it. The Colossus of Rhodes, Walter with the reception, but not catching it up high. He actually was on the ground and it just kind of fell to him. Unbelievable athleticism. Unfortunately for Raleigh, that is a goal for the Austin Soul. It's 15-13 at half. We will step away and we'll see you guys at the beginning of the third quarter. Austin Soul here at Cardinal Gibbons in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm CJ Colicchio here with Tom Conacher. And Tom, 15-13, Raleigh up with Austin getting the disc first. What are the keys to Raleigh ensuring that they win, and maybe some keys for Austin coming back?
Meow, I think you're Raleigh. You just want to keep protecting the disc, taking those in cuts when they're there. You know, it seems like their game plan is pretty solid overall, but they're just going to have to keep applying defensive pressure, make sure they're clean and not giving up too many down-the-line throws like this one that they're doing right now.
Big huck from Schaefer. Goff coming over. Goff pulling it away from the offensive player. Oh, boy, I don't think Walsh even saw him, but Goff just took that from him.
That was a peach of a D.
Goff cutting for Noah Saul, but doesn't get it, but now he does. Goff throwing it to D-Rich. David Richardson catching the disc, dishing it over to Matsuka. Pannoni occupying deep space. Noah Saul finding Goff. Goff with a huge huck. Oh, boy. David Richardson. Can he get it? Oh, defender jumped way too early. David Richardson, super dump to McAllister. Does McAllister see him? No, he sees Allen over on the side. Raleigh looking to quickly break in the third quarter here. Allen with the beautiful throw. Is he in? Yes, he is.
David Richardson should show him the library card after that one. He just waited for the disc to come down, and his defender bit way too early.
As a smaller defender, I understand that. You want to jump early, maybe just get a chance to get the disc, but David Richardson is a big, broad man, and he was able not only to box his defender out, but easily catch it, throw the dump, go over to the break side. Allen doing things we saw in his Callahan video. Stupidly beautiful air bounce backhands to the other side of the field. Unbelievable. Justin Allen doing Justin Allen things.
Good start to the second half for the Flyers. Now the Soul, it's time for them to turn it on, see if they can put some points on the board to start this half.
No, not a bad shot from Austin, that huck, but unfortunately they didn't see a streaking Nate Goff. Big pull here from Hartzog. I'll see that on the top 10 this week. Orlov sending it to Davis. Davis, streaky backhand. Can he find Cunningham? Oh, it's up. Wow. He was able to run that down and stop the bobble. Cunningham finding Mathis. Mathis, big hammer. Can he reach it? Big hammer. That's not an easy throw.
Good find by Mathis. I don't think anybody saw that off in the back corner there.
Austin with a quick score. Impressive speed by Cunningham to run that one down. And then not only catch the disc on after the bobble, but able to deliver a sweet little dump to Mathis, and Mathis able to hammer it across field for the goal.
Both teams coming out shooting. Not afraid to put that rock up in the sky and take their looks at it. I actually eavesdropped on the refs during the half, and I heard them saying that Matt Bode was simultaneously arguing with all four of them and all 7 players from the Austin Soul on the field at the time, which I think is a new AUDL record for simultaneous argument.
We'll have to put him in the history books for that one. But honestly, that's just a typical game for Bode. Casey catching the pull, finding Saul. Fairfax occupying the deep space. Saul finds Dieter. Swings it to Fairfax. Matt Bode streaks. Fairfax pump fakes, finds Snoke. Brian Casey going in. Oh, and Matt Bode coming out of nowhere. Oh, no, he's down.
He's not going to like that.
Looks like Bode looking for the integrity, but unfortunately for Raleigh, that's not going to happen. I thought the disc was down, personally. Best finding Hayes. Hayes with the big shot. Can he reach it? Walter cannot reach it. Tough throw. The big man usually catches them up in the air, not down by his feet.
Perhaps the disc was imparting its own judgment on that up call.
Are you saying that the disc doesn't lie?
I would not dare use such a cliched ultimate Frisbee term.
Oh, Walter trying to get the layout on Fairfax, and somehow Fairfax able to hang on. Impressive speed by Walter to catch the streaking Fairfax. Saul finding Mitchell. Mitchell looking to huck, but ooh, it's not coming. Fairfax curls back. Snoke with the disc. Snoke breaks over to Mitchell. Still no John Nethercutt. He might be out for the rest of the game here.
Oh, he wanted it.
Mitchell finding Dieter on a patented 40-yard cut to a 20-yard under. Double team on Dieter, being hacked. Contact on the mark. 10-yard penalty. Looks like Austin's going to stay in their double team. Forgot to double team there. Snoke now has the disc. Looking for Casey. But Snoke opts to throw it. Can Terrence Mitchell catch up to it? Oh my God, with ease. What a throw by Dave Snoke.
Absolute peach to Mitchell. I don't think he had to adjust his speed at all. Just right on a platter for him.
Terrence Mitchell making fast people look not so fast on that. Incredible speed to catch up to that laser by Dave Snoke. He threw an OI, and Terrence Mitchell was all on the opposite sideline. Terrence was able just to go and catch the disc away from two defenders, peeling away. 17-14, Raleigh with the lead. 8:53 remaining in the third quarter. Raleigh able to escape the possibility of Austin maybe putting a break there with that down call. Matt Bode looking for the integrity there. Unfortunately, did not get it.
He likes to dig deep. This is a much chippier half so far. Teams taking their shots, contact being made out there on the field. I like it.
Big pull by Tim McAllister. Purcell catching the disc over to Richardson. Pannoni streaking down, looking for that quick D. Matsuka on the mark of Purcell, who throws it to Richardson. Richardson looking for the huck, but decides not to. Opts for Bennett under. Bennett over to Walsh. Walsh looking for Denecor, but can't get it. Scoobers to Purcell. And Purcell taking his shot. Pannoni, can he catch up? Oh, great catch by Richardson. Incredible throw.
Good pressure by Pannoni, but that was just too perfect. Once again, they're not censoring the songs on the
All right, 8:24 left in the third quarter. Raleigh up 17-15. Looks like Reinhardt with the pull. Towering pull. Just keeps going. Dropping at the 10-yard line. Matt Bode centering it to Noah Saul. Swings it to Ben Dieter. Dieter pointing at Dave Snoke, then throwing it to him. Reminiscent of the Timo Solani All-Star goal from the 1990s where he pointed at the goalie before he scored on. I mean, you know, it's fine. Snoke with the disc, finding Allen. Jake Mao, does he want the deep? No, he opts for the nice little commitment cut there. Saul in power position, can't get it, but he's going to take the shot to Fairfax. It's in the corner. Can he get there? Oh, I think he was worried about his feet. He did come down in bounds, but without the disc. Austin picking up the disc at the goal line.
Got to make the catch first.
Noah Saul putting the pressure on Best. Best over to Reinhardt. Reinhardt back to Best. Big huck to nobody in particular. Ben Dieter cutting deep, and oh, they threw it to him. They should know that they are not the team in red there. Dieter over to Bode. Bode finding Snoke. Saul running past a streaking Best. Noah Saul. Noah Saul throwing through contact. Clearly frustrated by the foot block there. Bode with the disc, finding a wide open Ben Dieter. Bode calling for it. Finding Fairfax. Bode just demanding the disc out there. Fairfax not obliging, finding Noah Saul instead. Big break throw, finding Dave Snoke, who hits Ben Dieter. Patient offense by Raleigh right here. Finding Snoke, and Snoke putting it up. Looks like Jake Miles going to try to get, oh, and Jake Fairfax in the battle of the Jakes. Fairfax beating Mao, and also 2 Austin Soul defenders. Fairfax with an incredible catch. Took a little body contact there. Incredible athleticism by the 20-year-old out of UNC Charlotte.
Good job by the Flyers to really work it down the field very patiently and then just throw one up there and have your guy come down through it in a very physical and masculine way.
The big thing here is that you're looking at Austin. Whenever there's a disc up in the air, rarely is it one defender. It's 2 defenders that are really there making Raleigh's catches very difficult. It's incredible pursuit defense by Austin. Unfortunately, it's not really paying off for them. They keep not coming up with those 50-50s.
Yeah, the Flyers are making it tough for them. So far, again, this half, both teams are cranking out the big shots. I guess they're tired of playing the boys' game, but Raleigh kind of dialed it back, worked it downfield, and secured those points.
Richardson with the disc. Finding Walsh. Walsh throwing it. Ooh, Danny Schmidt almost being able to get past Bennett, but Bennett back to Walsh. Finding Richardson. Richardson swinging it over to Purcell. Back to Richardson. Richardson swings over to Walsh. Charlie Muniz on defense here. Ooh, Richardson turning Micah Hood around. Throwing it to Denacor. Ooh, unfortunate, real unfortunate for Austin there. Just a really big unforced error right there. Brett Matsuka picking up for Raleigh.
Dial up a spicy number. No.
Charlie able to do what he does best and skies the defender. Tight throw by Matsuka there, almost kind of hung him out to dry. Hartzog over to Micah Hood finding Muniz. Muniz on the goal line trying to find it. Fakes the scooper. High stall count. Really good throw over to Matsuka. Oh. What a throw by Brett Matsuka. He's coming off of a knee injury, but you wouldn't know at that throw. That was incredible.
I think I could hear the whoosh on the air bounce from over here on the sideline. That was just disgusting. Kind of no-looky. Very, very flavorful throw from Matsuka.
Doing that a lot last year with the DC Breeze, and prior to that with the Chicago Wildfire. He's one of those throwers that if it's even open for a second, he's going to throw it, and he's going to make the person on the mark kind of look stupid, just like that person did. Saw the defender who was guarding Matsuka come off, spike his hat in frustration. I feel the same way. I kind of want to spike something right now. Speaking of spiking, the hangar, the Raleigh Flyers section of heckling wants to remind viewers that when they break, you should also spike the disc or anything in your household that you so choose.
We got a great fan base here at the Flyers. A lot of boisterous locals in the stands.
And it's a high school, so you know that they're doing it, PG oriented too.
Oh, for sure. Adherence to the rules is very popular and part of the. Ooh, close look there for Matsuka.
Orloff to Mathis, over to Davis. Davis finding Mathis, just running David Richardson ragged. Or so we think. They're probably both very fast and have non-stop engines. Davis with the disc, being guarded by Bode. Davis looking to swing. There's a wide open Orloff, chooses not to and throws it to the end zone instead. Let's see if Nate Goff can come up with this. Oh! If that was caught, that was incredible. The refs are calling it up, both of them. Matsuka and Goff disagree. Mathis says otherwise. I'm not sure how he caught that. I'd love to see a replay. But if he did catch that, that's incredible athleticism from Mathis.
Yeah, that was a Victor Cruz kind of ball off the head type of scenario where disc got bobbled and maybe it fell on a body part before it hit the ground. It looked really close to the turf there.
Just a really interesting play right there because the thrower had a wide open handler that he could have dumped it to, opted for the floaty backhand hospital pass, as we call it in ultimate, and looks like Goff got a piece of it. The guy bobbled it, and Mathis is on the ground already and just falls right to him, and he's able to catch it before it makes contact with the ground. Reinhardt with the pull. Dieter with the disc. Ooh, contact. Austin disagreeing, thinking it was a stall.
Contact on the mark.
Contact pushes Raleigh up 10 yards. Dieter with the disc, being guarded by Walter. Dieter with the running flick. Oh, and Jacob Fairfax opts to not hit a streaking Ben Dieter, but you know who will. Dave Snoke, and unfortunately, the patented OI from Snoke doesn't work.
Just a little too much bendy on that one. Just right away from it.
Needs to be a little bit flatter for Dieter to come up with. 19-16, 3:16 left in the third quarter. Orloff with the disc. Looks like he's got Walter underneath and chooses not to. And unfortunately for Orloff, just turfs it. I'm not sure if there was contact there, but the refs opted not to call anything. He didn't complain. I think it was just a bad throw. Noah Saul picking up the disc, being guarded by Lucky Mazzola. Jacob Fairfax slipping on the mark a little bit. Double team. No-look Scuber finding Dave Snoke. And Noah Saul hitting Jacob Fairfax for the hold for the Flyers. 20-16. A little over 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Raleigh up 20-16, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Looks like Tim McAllister's about to pull it. This is very reminiscent of their game in Austin. It was very kind of close for the first three quarters, but Raleigh pulled away in that game. Let's see if that happens here. It's all going to start with another break for Raleigh if they can do it right now. Richardson picking up the disc, finding Purcell. Purcell finding Richardson deep. Is he going to get there? Oh, an incredible bid, just a little bit too far. He was able to break away from Micah Hood there and unfortunately not be able to reel that one in. Justin Allen finding Matsuka over to Hood. Back to Matsuka. Easily breaks the mark, finds McAllister. That was a little deep here. They're going to let their handlers go to work. Matsuka finding Goff. Goff breaks the mark, finding Hartzog. Hartzog looking to swing. Does so to Allen. Raleigh just, oh, what a throw by Allen. Oh, and unfortunately that's going to be a contact throw. Contact on the throw. Purcell, Matsuka. Looks like it was nothing dirty. Both the players, little handshakes. There it is. All right, Matsuka faking the big rip, breaking the mark, finding Hartzog. Hartzog looking for the huck, chooses not to, finds Micah Hood, who unfortunately lets it doink right off his hands. That's why you pancake, kids. Richardson over to Denecor, finding Purcell. Walsh breaking away from his defender, but Purcell doesn't see it. Richardson with the disc, now finding Walsh. Walsh over to Wilder. Ooh, Allen trying to get there on Richardson, doesn't get it. Back to Wilder. Wilder with a big hook. Oh, that is a beautiful throw by Wilder. Great throw by number 9. Finding Bennett, who was able to beat Danny Smith to the spot.
Both teams just kind of churning around with their handlers, taking passes, looking downfield for a few seconds, and then resetting. I think both teams eager to just get those easy balls down in the end zone, but on that point, Saul came away with it.
It's important to note that John Nethercutt has been ruled out for the rest of the game. He's wearing a different jersey. He's got sweatpants and sneakers on, which is unfortunate. Raleigh's playing with 19 now, and one of their best players, one of their captains, their best handlers, both offensively and defensively. We're hoping that's not too serious for Nethercutt. Obviously, Dallas coming into town next week, they would be very unfortunate to not have him.
He looks like he's walking around pretty nimbly, so I don't think it's too serious, and he's got those medical sweatpants on to start the road to recovery.
Snoke finding Noah Saul, 2 receivers streaking deep, double team on Noah Saul, finding Matt Bode. Bode, ooh! Bode with another turnover.
Not enough air bounce on that flick.
He's trying to find Kieran Allen, unfortunately not able to do that. Hayes with the disc, unguarded, now guarded by Jacob Mao. Hayes, ooh, big physical mark by Mao there, able to throw through it. Orloff, back to Hayes. Oh, and he unfortunately threw it to the guy on red. If Dave Snoke sees Mao, he can hit him, and he does. What a goal. Raleigh Flyers able to avoid the break. Score up 21-17 with 36 seconds left for Austin. Expect a regular Austin offense here, nothing Hail Mary-ish yet.
Great heads-up play by Saul to pick up that swing that was a little past the receiver. Saul looking to throw out that double team, try and force some more turnovers as time kind of winds down in this game and their window for crawling back.
Unfortunately for Austin, what's really killing them are their unforced errors, and they're not being, Raleigh's not doing anything stupendously defensive against them. They're just unfortunately not hitting the open targets, and a lot of them are in dumps, so a lot of their offensive players are down the field, and the handlers are left on fast break opportunities like that. You had one defender and 3 offensive players. I don't care who you are. You can be Bo Kittredge. You're not going to be able to guard all 3 of them. Big pull here. Matsuka, Pannoni, and Hartzog running it down, able to stop the first throw. Purcell finding Richardson over to Denecor. Denecor, big fakes. Walsh. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Richardson finding Purcell. Austin starting to have to go a little bit more vertical. They're going a lot of horizontal throws right here. Richardson. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Finding Purcell. Purcell, big backhand. Don't think it's going to reach the end zone. Oh! Whoa, that was incredible! I don't know how that worked, but an incredible greatest. He smacked it in the air behind his head to his own player. How, did he even know he was there? I'm not sure.
He was just hoping somebody was there.
Well, unfortunately for the person who attempted the greatest, he's down injured. I'm wondering if he hit the back of his head there from the incoming defender, but unbelievable play. We've seen some crazy things here at Cardinal Gibbons. The greatest last week, and now I don't even know what to call that. It's an on-field greatest. We rarely see that in Ultimate. You won't see that in USAU because it's illegal. Here at the AUDL, that is totally legal, and man, that was an awesome, fun play to watch.
I would call that a Mac, and one heck of a Mac, really.
Yeah.
Good for the goal. Was time still on the clock?
Time was still on the clock. I was looking. It was on the clock. So, the end of the third quarter, 21-18. Raleigh going to be receiving the disc here, so they're not going to be getting broken or anything here. A little unfortunate. I think Raleigh still has the momentum here. They'll be able to carry that into the fourth quarter. So we're going to step away for a minute. And we're back in the fourth quarter. Cunningham with the pull. Not the farthest pull we've seen all night. Barely getting over half field. Looks like Dave Snoke picking up. Dave Snoke with a quick break, finding Fairfax. Fairfax faking. Looking for Casey. Dishes it lefty. Finding it to Mitchell, over to Snoke. Snoke back to Casey. Snoke with the disc now. Austin throwing a backhand mark, and looks like Raleigh's not doing anything with it. Oh, but man, he just got thrown open by Brian Casey right there. Incredible throw. Shot opportunity here. Can Fairfax come down? Oh, boy. It honestly doesn't matter what the size of the defender is that's up against Jacob Fairfax. I like him in the air against pretty much anybody in this league.
I'd say that was a real spectacular throw by Dave Snoke there to get it just over the tall guy and right to where his receiver wanted to catch it.
Yeah, unfortunately for Walter there, he was playing pretty good defense on the under, but Snoke was able to, at a high stall count, throw it over the 6'6" defender and able to be right in the waiting arms of Jacob Fairfax, who went up and made a play. I mean, it was about 50-50 there.
It was about 50-50. It was a good ball, but you know, it's a 4-point game now. Flyers are still just grinding away and keeping this lead, and time's running out for the Soul a little bit to make some action happen.
Yeah, this is about the time last week when we saw that Raleigh come back to DC and chip away from that 5-point lead. Let's see if Austin can do something similar here and make it exciting for the rest of the viewers. Bennett finding Schaefer. Schaefer back to Richardson. Richardson with the disc. Finding Purcell. Denacor clearing space. Richardson opting not to throw, but now throws a big hook. Can Danny Schmidt catch up to Bennett? No, he can't. Bennett reels it in for the goal. Nice throw by Richardson right there, finding a streaking target. And Bennett.
Austin showing some soul still. Not letting this game slip away from him, but they're going to need some breaks to close the gap here.
They're going to need to have their defense come on and get some turns and cash in. I mean, that's really, we haven't had a timeout. If I'm the Austin Soul coach, I'm getting a D. If my team's getting a D, we're calling a timeout, putting the offense back on the field, trying to get that break.
They really need to convert, you're right.
It's going to be a long flight back to Austin, Texas. Reinhardt with the pull here. Put all of his body into that one. Good pull, reaching the 10-yard line. Caught by Kieran Allen, centering it over to Noah Saul. Matt Bode streaking deep. Noah Saul opts to not throw it to him. Casey over to Allen. Ben Dieter with a horizontal cut. Kind of threw 30 people there. Saul to Mitchell. Mitchell finding Dieter. And Dieter's going to take a shot to Matt Bode. He's got a defender coming off the back. Oh, and Matt Bode doing what Matt Bode does best. What a catch by Matt Bode.
Bode using the body to make a nice catch.
You know, I rarely see Ben Dieter throw a huck like that, but, you know, when you're throwing it to Matt Bode, I suppose you can just kind of do whatever you want.
Pretty much. Dieter's been a really solid handler today and put in a lot of good work for the Flyers. You know, he's just a real solid player, and he's stepped up in the second half without having another cut. And I think he's just going to be the guy moving forward.
You got to look to your veterans on this team. Ben Dieter has been on this team this is his 3rd season with the Raleigh Flyers. You know, he's going to need to show the young guys on this team some experience. And one of that throw right there, letting Matt Bode go up and make a play on it, that's a good throw. Tim McAllister here with the pull. Raleigh up 23-19 with 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Purcell picking up the disc. It looks like a little junky zone by Raleigh, but David Richardson on Wilder. Big fakes by Wilder, throwing it to Richardson. Richardson trying to hit the up line. Looks like a foul might be called, but Purcell's able to play the advantage, catch the disc anyways. Purcell throwing it to Richardson. Richardson opts not to throw it. Looks like he's going to find Denecor. Beats McAllister to the spot. Denecor with the bladey hammer. Oh, Nate Goff. Is that a foul?
No, I don't like that foul. I mean, there was some contact, but they were both kind of going to the same space. At the
Looks
same
like the
time.
refs are talking about it. Yes, I think there's a foul being called on Nate Goff. I think he was a little reckless with his body there. He kind of went up for the disc, surely, but you have to acknowledge the person who you're defending, and there was too much body before the disc was hit. Looks like Walsh is going ahead to pick up the disc. Big mark here. And a quick score for Austin. 23-20, 9 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. I think that was a foul. I know that Goff was arguing his case right there, but I'd have to give the refs the correct call. Looks like Goff initiated the body contact there first.
Well, I thought that they were coming in kind of at a similar angle. I mean, I know Goff was looking up in the air, so maybe he came into his defender's space a bit. But it certainly could go either way.
I mean, honestly, if that throw was better, none of that would have happened.
Right.
You can blame that on the throw.
Goff's really been a presence in the end zone, forcing Soul to make some hard catches and sometimes getting the D.
Talking about a guy who can dunk on like an 11-foot rim. He has got ridiculous hops. He put up 40 inches at the Raleigh Flyers height combine. Okay, at 6'4", adding another 40 inches. That's an incredible vert. Dave Snoke taking the shot here to Matt Bode. 3 Austin defenders. Can Bode catch up? Not in the end zone. Bode thought he was able to. And with the veteran move, Matt Bode calls the timeout. A veteran of 4 AUDL teams. You know that he's been doing this before.
He's definitely been here before. And that's another Snoke to Bode connection on the puck there. Would have been nice to put him in the end zone, but I'm sure they're happy with it.
Well, with 3 streaking defenders trying to catch up to Matt Bode, first of all, that says a lot about Matt Bode's speed. And second of all, you know, Dave Stoke trying to hit him in stride, which he did, but he maybe could have put a little bit more float and then just, you know, let him go into the end zone. That way they didn't have to burn the timeout. But Raleigh on the goal line, 23-20. We're going to step away. And we're back. Looks like Noah Saul is going to pick up the disc here, and looks like Matt Bode.
So to Bode again.
Yep. Looks like Wilder's going to try his luck. He beat Mathis last time. Interesting defense here, face guarding by Wilder. I think I like Bode in this matchup. Oh man. Oh no.
Goal by the Flyers.
Gave him a little some.
Hype it up for the defense.
For anybody who used to play PlayStation 2, he hit the R1. He juked him out of his shoes. That defender looked like he was frozen on ice right there.
It's a tough to face guard somebody who can put the wiggle on you like that. I mean, I don't know. And they've seen that already once this game. I don't know if they need help there or what, but that ISO to Bode is deadly play for the Flyers.
Got an incredible fast feet for a guy who, you know, he's not big. He's not, there's nothing, when you look at him, he looks athletic, but you wouldn't expect him to be as fast or jump as high as he does, but he does get incredible separation from his defenders, and he's going up against some pretty athletic people here. Hartzog with the pull. Raleigh Flyers up 24-20 here. Purcell catching over to Richardson, being guarded by Munez. Finding Walsh with a streaking Bennett. Walsh. Ooh, Bit of an injury here. Looks like a contact foul, but more importantly for the Austin player, he is still down. Maybe an ankle or a knee. We're going to step away. All right, and we're back. Looks like Mitch Bennett was the one who was injured, but he's walking off under his own power as well. Austin getting a 10-yard penalty on that, and Walsh still with the disc. Finding Cunningham. Cunningham over to Schaefer. Lots of fakes, finding Richardson, who's been pretty good for Austin tonight. Oh. Oh, not a strip. Not a strip.
A little bit of contact.
A little bit of contact. Allen with a huge hammer finding Muniz over to Hartzog. Looks like Brett Madzuka streaking deep, but Zog opts to not throw it. Dumps it to Allen. And Allen taking the shot, finding Charlie Muniz. It's money time. Charlie Muniz, the former Charlotte Express player, reeling in the huck from Allen.
Let's hear it for the boys.
Flyers with the break.
Austin with their heads down. I think they see the writing on the wall here. I hope they can respond with some energy.
Looks like Cunningham went up to the ref and tried to get an explanation as to why that wasn't called a strip, but looks like head official Mike Garrick was having none of his explanation in his defense because he was just waving him away, saying you did not have possession of the disc. That's why it was not a strip.
Is Mike Jarek really the head referee here tonight?
I believe so.
There's a lot of experience behind those stripes.
That's right. It's not his first rodeo, that's for sure.
All right, Flyers fans.
Noah Saul with the big pull. May put all himself into that one. Is he going to stay in? It is. Orlov catching it. Finding Davis. Ooh, almost went too far there. Davis finding Orlov. Orlov, good throw up to Davis. Schmidt on the mark. Finding Orlov. Able to get there before Saul. Good swing over. Finding Saney. Saney over to Davis. Over to Mock. Mock throwing a fake, and Pannoni didn't even flinch. Here's a shot right here. Let's see if Pannoni can recover. Oh, boy. Oh, man. That Mike Pannoni, so fast right now. And then breaks the double team like it was nothing.
Wow. The Pannoni pony just chasing that one down.
Brett Matsuka swinging it all the way across the field. Pannoni with the disc now. Pannoni back to Saul, who gets it to Matsuka. Scuber over the top of the defender, finding Hood. Dishes it to Brett. And now we got a big huck here. Can McAllister close before the defender? Absolutely. McAllister throwing it, to Schmidt. Schmidt decides not to throw it, finding it to Richardson. Drops it back to Matsuka. We're going the wrong way here. Hood with the disc. Bullet pass to Pannoni. There's a little contact on Pannoni, and the refs call it on Mock. 6:37 left. Raleigh has it outside the goal line.
This might seal the deal if they can't get a stop here.
Danny Schmidt, can he get there? Oh! Oh!
Goal by Danny Schmidt.
Incredible from the former NC State
Let's
player
hear it
there,
for the
Mike
young man out
Pannoni,
of
making him look good. And Danny Schmidt just laying out, full extension to grab it. Unbelievable right there. Flyers up 26-20 with 6 minutes left to play. Not saying that it's over, but that could have been the straw to break the Camels' back right there.
Schmidt really didn't want to let that one go and found the extension deep from within himself to pull that disc down. I'm looking forward to seeing the replay from the other side.
Really good point by Pannoni there. Former Pittsburgh Thunderbird last year is a really good pickup for the Flyers this year. And, you know, that guy had 5 steps on him, and Pannoni just said, no, wait, hold on, I got this, and accelerated and skied the defender, broke the double team to help move the disc up, eventually threw the goal. Unbelievable play by Pannoni there on that point.
Looking grim for the Soul. It might be sunset time for them, but they still have some chance left with 6
Big
minutes
cut
left.
there by Walsh. Richardson unable to deliver the bomb. Wilder with the disc. Both handlers abandoned Wilder, finding Walsh instead. Walsh to Denecor. Swings over to Schaefer. Schaefer with a big hook to Purcell. Wow, what a dime ball that was. Great throw by Schaefer, finding Purcell. 26-21. Raleigh still up 5 with just under 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, there's some game left, I suppose, but you know, on defense, it looks like the Flyers just trying to stop the early hucks, make Soul work for those points, and closest game out.
Haven't seen an Austin Soul break in a while.
Yeah.
I don't even think there was one in the second half, to be honest. So they were going to really need to start buckling down on defense here. Let's see if Raleigh can still just have its good flow. Look for Kieran Allen and Noah Saul and Brian Casey to work the disc up here with no Nethercutt. Once again, left the game in the second quarter. Reinhardt with the pull. Finding Saul. Centers it to Allen. Ooh, quick throw. Fairfax able to catch it before. I think there was a 10-yard contact call, but I think the other ref is telling him that you should have probably played advantage there.
Yeah, I think they lost a few yards on that call.
Definitely. Almost 5 to 10 right there. Mitchell finding Bode, but I think there was a pick there. Casey acknowledging it, laughing, saying, yep, that was me. Sorry, Bode. 10-yard penalty on Raleigh. Mitchell with the disc. Streaking Ben Dieter, but Mitchell throws not to throw it to him. Saul with the disc. So calm, so poised. Easily breaks the mark, finds Mitchell. Raleigh really not giving Mitchell anything, but there's Noah Saul. Looks like Mike D's yelling vertical from the sideline. Raleigh's not really obliging. But Kieran Allen with the disc finding Mitchell. Ooh, just sneaks it by Best. There's Ben Dieter. Oh, and Ben Dieter trying to be too cute outside the goal line. Fairfax is not expecting that. Now, Austin scores here. This could be interesting. Let's see if they can punch this one in. Their defensive offense hasn't been great. Let's see if they can change that right now.
This is a must score for them.
Good cut right there to start. By Dial. Dial dumps. Gives it back to Best. And just like I said before, if I'm the head coach, we get the disc on defense, we got to call timeout. She goes ahead and does it right there. Great call by the head coach.
Let's see what kind of set they throw off to the timeout. Assuming some deep looks, but I imagine Raleigh will be ready for that. Think they'll put their big guy in?
Not sure. He doesn't look like he's an offensive cutter, and I don't think they're going to be taking shots at this point. Their deep shots in the third quarter and the fourth quarter have looked really good, but they've come from interesting sources. Looks like Purcell snuck back there deep one time. Richardson went there. Schaefer threw up that prayer a couple points ago. We'll see what they dial up here. Well, I do expect them to start taking shots. With under 5 minutes left and them being down 5, Austin's going to have to start making a run here. Now, this is something that happened to Raleigh last year and the year before that, actually. Raleigh doesn't finish games strong sometimes.
Well, other than last week against the Breeze.
When they're in the lead, I mean. When they have the lead, they kind of start coasting, maybe take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. They need to continue to churn here, not letting Austin even sniff the end zone. If there's even just a sniff, Austin could start getting some legs back. Let's see what they do here. It looks like Purcell picking up the disc.
Alrighty, fans, let's help our players get the disc back. Here we go.
Purcell. Ooh, shook Matsuka. And Walsh. Oh! Oh, wow! Just incredible athleticism from both those players. Nakoff somehow getting a finger on that, but actually pushing it into the end zone for Walsh to get it. Unbelievable things right there from both teams. Raleigh defender, offensive player from Austin. That's a tongue twister right there. Offensive player from Austin. Well, I guess not really, but still incredible.
Man, Goff, if only he was just slightly more freakishly large, he could have got the D there, but incredible effort by him and incredible effort all day. Can't really feel bad about that one, and exciting Frisbee here today. There's been a lot of great plays.
Let's see if Raleigh can stop the bleeding here. 26-22 with 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Austin with the break. I think the first of the half. Big pull here from Austin. And their handlers are running down. They want to get this D. Mazzola on Casey. Throwing it to Allen, who pulls it down before Hayes is able to. And Allen puts out a shot. Can Cunningham catch up to Mitchell? No, he can't. Mitchell's too fast. Mitchell finding Mao. And Mao with the head spike.
Very nice for Mitchell. One of the few times we've seen him break deep this game. I mean, he had one big catch in the end zone earlier, but mostly he's been a really reliable handler in the backfield today.
Here we go.
But good cut from him and good quick score from the Flyers.
Cunningham's not very slow. You saw him run down a Huck earlier, and for Terrence to pull away from him, that just shows how fast both players are.
David Richardson. Let's give it up for D-Rich.
27-22, 3:53 left in the game. Raleigh coming out on defense here. Looks like McAllister's going to pull it.
Tim McAllister with the pull for the Raleigh Flyers.
Here it comes. McAllister, big pull here. Purcell catching it, centering it to Richardson. Richardson with the break throw to Wilder. Wilder hucking it, and, well, maybe he's not the one you want hucking it.
Not even a good huck, unfortunately.
And nobody was there. Muniz finding Matsuka, and Brett's going to take a shot. And, oh, unfortunate. You rarely see that. Go buy a lottery ticket. Brett Matsuka, the not great huck right there.
I think he put a little too much air bounce on that one and didn't get the horizontal acceleration he would have liked.
Look for Austin to start taking shots here. We already saw one from Wilder. Schaefer with the disc. Doesn't see Walsh open. Uh-oh. Brett Matsuka saw that. He got his D back. Hood finding McAllister, and they're just playing catch. Oh, no. Moving it too fast. McAllister thought he was going one way. Hood threw it to the other way. Turnover for Raleigh, right outside the goal line.
Lulled themselves to sleep on how easy that end zone attempt should have been.
Purcell with the big hammer. D-Rich coming in. Oh, no. Don't throw that to the range of David Richardson. He'll come down with that D every time. The crowd shouting for bookends. See if we can find Richardson. Muniz looking to move the disc, finds McAllister. Goff streaking, stops on a dime. Matsuka getting the disc from McAllister. Matsuka looking for that break again, doesn't throw it. Charlie has the disc, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Great throw by Muniz. Uh-oh, I thought the scuba was coming.
You have to respect that scuba.
You really do. But Charlie says, I'll throw that one, and he does. Great scuba.
Oh, straight score.
Did he score? Nope.
Nope.
Oh, but there it is! The bookends for David Richardson! The scooper assist from Charlie Muniz to David Richardson for the bookend score. Raleigh up 28-22. Exactly 2 minutes left in the game. Probably too late for Austin at this point.
Those were 2 tasty scoops of ice cream there from Muniz.
Honestly, I'm just really disappointed that Brett didn't throw it, because it was open to Hartzog, and it started to come out. I was like, here it comes, and it just didn't. But you know what? Charlie said, whatever, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Then got on the goal line and said, you know what? Let's do it again.
Pretty sure, yeah, it was Muniz punking Matsuka saying, oh, you're just gonna fake it? I got the real deal over here. Like, let's make this thing happen.
You think he was thinking of singing anything you can do, I can do better? Yeah. I was thinking that, honestly.
You want to fake it? I got it.
Raleigh with the low pull there. Looks like Best picking up. Or excuse me, Davis picking up, finding Mathis. Mathis finding Saney. It's streaking. Mock going deep. Cunningham gets the disc, throws it to Mock instead. Austin trying to score quickly here with 1 minute 45 seconds left. Allen on good D. Oh, Orlov somehow sneaking that past a diving Matt Bode. Mathis toe tapping for the goal. Goal for the Austin Soul. 1 minute 35 seconds left. 28-23. Raleigh pretty much has this one all wrapped up.
Yep, it's just time to finish up this game. Keep it clean. Hopefully not pick up any more injuries. Another cut's bad enough, but again, I think it'll be good for next week. I like Bo getting aggressive there, going for the glory. You know, not really caring about the score at this point, just looking for those sick plays. And
good that he wasn't reckless. He could have really injured Orlov if he bid for a little bit harder, but knowing Matt Bode, he aimed just to say, okay, I'm probably not going to get this, but I'm still going to put pressure on him. Good safe bid. So what made it successful for Raleigh tonight? What do you think? Why were they able, as the disc comes and hits our stand? Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I think the disc is now tacoed, unable to use. What do we think Raleigh's success were in this game?
I think Raleigh has played a good ball off the transition. Like on defense, they've gotten some quick scores, which is a really easy way to stay, efficient on those defensive turns as far as turning them into scores. Goff has been fantastic pressure on their deep shots from Sol, and he's helped some turnovers in Pannoni too. He's really shined, putting pressure on the swings and the marks. And other than that little flub by Mitchell there, I think Raleigh's not given up too many unforced turns. And I think that just overall it's kind of converted. I mean, there really hasn't been any big runs by either team, but Raleigh's just
consistent.
Out. Yeah, consistency.
Raleigh's been the more consistent team, and right there, a little contact on the Austin offensive player. It's like Best picking up the disc over to Cunningham. 35 seconds left. Raleigh up 5. This one's definitely over, but it'd be nice for Austin to grab one in consolation. Whoa, maybe not. I spoke too soon. I'm not sure what that throw was, but it was bad. We'll just constitute that one as bad.
What have you seen today out of the Flyers and the Soul?
Honestly, just consistency from Raleigh, and honestly a lack of tenacious defense by Austin. They've been there on Hucks, but they're just letting Raleigh run rampant on them. Brian Casey kind of skying for the exclamation. Time runs out. Raleigh Flyers are 5-1. Austin remains winless in the AUDL. Not the result that they were looking for. It's been fun, but at the end of the game, the Raleigh Flyers win 28-23. It's been CJ Colicchio here for Tom Conacher. Tom, any sending off words?
I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin Bean Dip in New Mexico. Thanks for joining the game with us today. Thanks to the Flyers for putting me in the booth here with CJ, and it's been a good time working with you, CJ. That's all I got.
All right, we'll be back next week for the Flyers taking on Dallas. Have a great night.
Dallas